Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper, and today I'd like to welcome you all back to Merv Walking on the Floor Simulator. Merv, why do you always do this when I start recording? He just starts to make a lot of noise, he's trotting about all over the place, he's discovering new parts of the world every single time I start recording. I suppose, you know, it's better than him just sort of sitting there. I mean, yeah. He's born to be entertaining and possibly born to be wild. I don't know. There's a possibility that I'm not willing to really comprehend at this current moment in time. Anyway, we've been doing a little bit of background work, just a very little bit, just getting a little bit of the... This is still allocated as a yard. Why the hell are they in here? I guess it's free time, so they can chill out in here if they really want to. Let's make this staff only for the time being. This front bit should be staff only, so that way I think... It's really annoying that I can't allocate these bits properly. I suppose that's because they're not cell blocks, so yeah, it's all about allocation at this point. Oh yeah, also we forgot to put this little bit up. I got reminded by Gary. Thank you very much, Gary. Gary? He's the snail, of course, as we all know. Also, Todd right there, would it work to have a metal detector for food deliveries? Pretty sure I have a... Yeah, I've got a metal detector right here. So what happens is the food will come in. I don't know if it'll go through these areas, but we've got metal detectors right here as well, just in case. But then they're going to go through this area, and then there's going to be a metal detector. Really, I should have one right here. That probably would be a little bit better. I've got detectors right here and here. But for some reason, not there. So you can bypass it if you really wanted to, by just coming through the middle and then going down here. Yeah, there are no metal detectors from that point in. Probably would be wise for me to do that. So let's go ahead and do so. Anyway, that random noise right there, don't you worry about it. It's just a random noise. It was a bit weird. I always have a hard time finding metal detectors on this board. There we are. Even though I've got a search engine that would just help me out infinitely, I still just for some reason refuse to use it. Also, how are we doing when it comes to power over here? I imagine the two middle ones... Ooh, yeah. Oh, that green one. It's getting a little bit dire for the green one there. I wonder why it's so bad for that one. I don't know. Alright, I suppose it also has to power up whatever random rubbish we have over here. And the water generators. That is a good point. I did forget about that. Probably will be the limit that we have for the power when it comes to the green and the I don't know, the cyan color by the looks of it. I think so. So we're probably going to end up adding the other 4 generators. Do we need 4 of them? We'll get 2. And we'll have them come in on the outside lane. And we'll see if we need another one. It's not very likely. Although we could have another one that will just power up the admin area and the water tanks. Just to relieve a little bit of power for green that we... could probably stretch into a certain area. Excuse me. What we need to do is expand the canteen, get rid of the sort of random, excuse me, gang / legendary prisoner cell block, and create a different one entirely that's going to help house our gangsters. Don't know what we're going to really do when it comes to food and free time and all that fun stuff. That is an interesting thought. I mean, they'll have less of it. Really. Well, no, they won't have less of it. It's just they will not be able to go and do certain things because we're going to have certain areas allocated to particular types of people. Look at all these books right here. We've got so many of them that are just stacked up already. Do they just keep going? It says they're working. Brothers, patrolling, France, Cockle. I guess that's what they're studying. Ashby, Ward, Lawrence. Oh no, that's their name. That's their name. I'm an idiot. Good. Alright. Let's just continue onwards today. Let's get the concrete wall. I just want to get this bit over here done. That's essentially it. Just so that we can actually use this as a walkway from this particular section over here. Now, one problem I have is how are we going to separate the movement of both sides of this cell block right here. So for instance, what we have over here is when they both go to the canteen, we have half of the prisoners go through this way and the other half go through that way. The problem is that's not even foolproof really, because they still end up, or at least the sort of stragglers of both groups, do end up meeting in the middle right here, and I'm really worried about that. It doesn't seem particularly foolproof. of what I'm coming up with right now. I could solve it, and I will attempt to. Until then, however, I guess we'll just worry about the gang members. How are we going to worry about them? It's a bit weird, because of course, we have the blue gang, the green gang, and the red gang. So is it just the case of I'm just going to make separate blocks for all of them? I'm trying to find where I'm going here. Okay, it's intelligence. There we go. So we look at intelligence. There are a lot more green gang members than I remember. I'm assuming they're just the ones that have come in through the buses. Yes, I'm not seeing anyone of high ranking. Also, this is working beautifully. Look at all these areas that are controlled by the police. Absolutely amazing. I'm very happy about that. But anyway, these cell blocks, don't you worry, we're going to get them filled up in a bit. Or at least I intend to. We'll see if it actually works out. Also, I believe the outside isn't allocated properly. Where am I going? Deployment. Yeah, for some reason this is not staff only. There we go. So that should be staff only now. Not to mention this middle bit as well. And of course, I did forget that we probably do want to make this into a forestry. So no, let's go ahead and do that. So the inside area on this bit, I'm going to do this part. It's a very big forestry. Now, I don't know how many trees it's going to use up. But it's outdoors. So, yeah. We're going to find out. Now, I believe I need gardeners or something. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just going to start buying a hell of a large number. Well, probably not a hell of a large number, but I assume they're going to start purchasing things. Also, we should get rid of this. There we go. 4K worth of trees. Not really that much. So for now... Yep, we're just buying lots and lots of trees. This is great. Also, we don't have a guard up here for some reason. Oh, come on. Where's our guard? Oh, late are we? None of that. These people are trying to get home, but they're just stuck in eternity. I wonder how long they've been stuck. We're buying a lot of trees here. Slightly worrying. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention. The federal witness court date thing. We did miss one of them. They did get killed. There was a little bit of an altercation up here in the canteen. Unfortunately, that did not bode well for one of our prisoners, since, of course, they were slaughtered. Had to mention that twice there. I just feel like I needed to emphasize. Let's put a door right there just so that they get connected, and then we will eventually remove them. Unfortunately, they have to go all the way around in order to access the back part of the prison. Still preferred, I feel. I mean, I could put just a little back door, I suppose. That would make a lot of sense, really. I mean, essentially, that's what this is. So, could have saved myself a little bit of effort there. We will also demolish these walls here. Yeah, we will demolish... We'll demolish in a little bit. Just want to be able to have this constructed first. Ooh, what was that? Danger levels are getting slightly high now. Right, we'll delete those. There we go. So that walkway is being constructed. We will get that hooked up so that it looks nice and dandy. At the same time, demolishing these walls. Okay, well, not all of them. I need to plan out the clan base. Before I do that, however, needs. Sleep is a need? Wait, what? Oh, right, okay, I thought they went to sleep. Or they went to have a sleep, but apparently not. Environment's a bit of an issue, though, but this has always been a bit of an issue. Well, it's not always been a bit of an issue. I mean, it's a sort of current one at the moment. Whoa, look at all those trees. Need more gardeners. There we go. Got a bunch of gardeners now that should hopefully deal with some issues. Don't like our workers coming in and out right here. Slightly worrying. That was also really worrying. Whoa, found a baton or something? Should really have this hooked up to a console inside this security room. Should definitely get that done. Is this part of a security room? Yeah, there's a big old sign that says security right there. I'm assuming that means it's part of the security room. So we should definitely get a door control system set up. Yeah. Sure. And we will also get some servos set up. One right there, right there. One for right there, one for a door that's going to be there. One for right here. Don't know how I feel about one being for right there, but okay. Prefer just the front one catering to that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is that we have a sort of double door system going on right now, so maybe one of them can be for... I think I just got rid of something. No, maybe not. We are going to put a door down here. Anyway, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that these little areas might not be allocated to staff only. Which means they might be allowed to get through... No, deployment, there we go. Oh, no, they are. Okay, good. This bit should definitely be allocated to staff only. And this bit. Don't know why that wasn't. Staff only, staff only. Think we're good everywhere else. Cleaning cupboard staff only. So is this one. This should be for max sec. Max. No access right here. We'll leave that for the time being. Seems all good to me. Also, just realised these yards are slightly different. I'll get that sorted out when I can be bothered. When I can be bothered to do it, of course. So now we're planting all the trees. That should hopefully give us a little bit of extra money. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Looks like we're just sort of digging right now. Great. There we go. There's another tree. There's a hell of a lot of space for them, though. Probably need more gardeners. But that will make it look like we're not making much money at first. But I feel like eventually we're going to start jumping up in the numbers. But anyway. So we have this little section right here that was previously going to be part of our canteen. However, I feel like our canteen is big enough. If anything, we might want to extend it a little bit more on this side. And probably the same thing with our kitchen for the future. You know, we'll wait first. But I feel like we're going to have a very big demand once we get 2 more cell blocks here, 2 more here. Possibly one long one along here and another long one. And, well, I don't think we're going to have any more along there. We could also maybe even have some more along here. There's so much room for expansion. However, we have to worry about gang members. Okay. And what I think we should do is have it around about this point where we can have the sort of gang member allocated cell blocks. Or maybe up here. I want them to be decently close to the canteen where they will eat. And they should eat only an hour after. And everyone else should go to lockup while they eat at the same time. I like the idea of that. And this counts for legendary prisoners as well, I might add. Although I feel like they might have their own little bit. I don't know. I feel like you're part of a gang, then you deserve to be around legendary prisoners. Great. We just get the pathway set up. So let's just say this is the pathway. It goes all the way along here. So we have it all. If we have just a big pathway going along like this, just 4 wide, then that can just sort of open up into alternative pathways where they could just be sort of little boxes that contain the different kinds of groups. So we got red team, green team, blue team, and then legendary prisoners. And then obviously the other teams will be allocated as such. The thing is, we won't have the luxury, really, of deciding exactly where they should go. And at the same time, we need to have an area for solitary cells, which I think should be along this point here. Perhaps getting that done first is a good idea. Solitary cells here, solitary cells there. Of course, we're going to have to deselect a good amount of this as forestry now, which is not the end of the world. There we go. So we deselect some of that as forestry. It's not good. There's not going to be too much solitary, but there's going to be enough where it's going to take up a good amount of space, and it's going to be close enough to the canteen where we can feed anyone inside the solitary cells. So let's just do a quick bit of planning first. So let's say this is the solitary cell block. They're going to be slightly bigger because I feel like we can really use that extra room just to make them a little bit more happy. Because I feel like some of these solitary cells might be permanent. Well, no, they're not really going to be permanent, but they're going to be... They should be able to deal with some of their needs. Since the game doesn't really have a system where they will... Well, the game does have a system that will make them feel like crap, essentially. If they're chilling out in this area for too long. These two in the middle could be slightly bigger. I like that. So 3x5, 3x5. What I'm trying to say is that some are stokel and don't really care about being kept in the one place for forever, really. They don't care. And that's because we're dealing with max sec prisoners. My voice is slowly disappearing. 4x5. And 3x5. Yeah, that's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we got 8 cells. I like that. That's a good number. So we do the same thing here. Is that correct? 8x35. 7x35. Okay. There we go. 3 across. And the same thing here. Oh, okay. That was a bit sloppy. Right, and there we go. So we got 16 extra solitary cells. Of course, nowhere near as many as we have around here. However, we can add more solitary cells on this side right here by the looks of things. Probably. I don't know. There is still plenty of room around here. So, you know, what we could even do is just have it be an alternative area. Just entirely. Just to be a completely different zone. If anything, we could have the gang members areas right here. I don't know. I like the idea of them being in their own cell blocks. This is something to figure out at the moment. Separating them entirely is going to take a little bit more planning, essentially. In fact, what we might want to do is get these walkways done around the entirety of our area, just so we can really get a good feel for where it's going to be. Or where they're going to be. This bit's too across. Anyway. So we'll get these ones done for now. And eventually later on we might want to expand the solitary cell blocks. At the moment, we're not really punishing people too much. So it's not too much of a big deal. Let's see. So we want to construct. What does he say? Do the same thing here. Now that means we can just turn these bits into actual cell blocks. We'll keep them as the high quality blocks that they are. Although we will dismantle them, the solitary doors. We won't get rid of them until, of course, this federal witness thing is done first. Oh, little bit of an incident right there. Easily dealt with. Looks like part of the same gang. Had a little bit of an uppity moment. Anything going on here? Nope, seems to be fine. Looks like the red gang were the ones that were having an issue. As you can see right there, they're the ones with the cross on them. Blue gangs are the Eagles. They sound like sports team names. You got the Eagles and the crosses. I don't know if the crosses are. The stripy shirts. Whoa, fucking hell. This is very bloody. And it looks like the blood has got a bit of a trail going right now. My Witcher senses are tingling. Look at that. It's fine. You got healed. And then the other 2 doctors are down there. It's all good. We have quite a few guards just chilling out in the staff room, don't we? Oh. So many, in fact, that we've got vehicles waiting. And so many cleaners cleaning around here. I really wish I could allocate these as don't clean areas. Because it really does waste time. I think the problem is I just need to delete it. I need to delete them as buildings. That might be a good idea. I could just get rid of the middle. And then that should just stop it being a structure in itself. That might solve a few problems. I tell you what, this shower toilet thing is so good. It's really just lowered the amount of bad things that could happen. Alright, we need to put a door around here somewhere. I really hate we've got to put a door in. I mean, it makes sense, but still. I hate it. Ugh. Innkeeper sad. I don't know why Innkeeper is sad, but he is. Oh, loads of trees. Yeah, by the time we plant this last one, these ones are going to be fully grown. It's really taken a while. Hopefully it will be worth the money. Alright, that should be all good now. Oh. We're all good. No problems, I hear. Fantastic. It's absolutely what I like to hear. Okay, so now what we can do is let's get the concrete walls done. For some reason, these trees have yet to dismantle themselves. I don't know why. And we will also get rid of the doorways. I feel weird having the... Do I feel weird about this? I was going to say, it feels a little bit strange having my solitary cell blocks right outside of the door of the walkway, which is why I kind of like the idea of having other cell blocks right here and the only entrance being through here. So at the moment, we're going to deal with this, but in the future, it's going to be a little bit safer. Maybe it'll give them a slight sort of... Well, no, because they're going to be walking past the cells, and they're going to look at them and think, well, these solitary cells are luxurious. Why did we not screw up? Whoa. A little bit of a moment right there, I see. What are we going to do, eh? What are we going to do with you? How are we doing on the old needs? Looks absolutely fantastic. Family and recreation could be added to a little bit more, but other than that, we are A-okay. We should really not have these doors open and close anymore. Or, well, constantly locked, because I'm pretty sure this control thing is connected to every doorway now. Yep, fantastic. At least all those doorways. That is filled in. Good to see. Whoa! Oh, yeah. He's being punished now, isn't he? We need to find him. There he is. Damn it, let me select him. Why are you still being punished? Permanent. End. Oh, fuck. Okay. Did they get rid of this thing so now I can't unpunish them? Oh, wait. Maybe the other one's also being punished. Right. Alright, let's do that. I don't know if we are punishing them yet. I don't really know. I don't know, like... Alright. Alright, okay, no, wait. No, this makes a lot more sense now. There we go. Easy money. Whew. It's a silly mechanic that literally has no counter other than exploitation. That's why it's a silly mechanic. Day 72, though. Not a single death in sight. A-okay. Reoffending rate, 25%. Okay. That's pretty good. Is it? Reoffending rate. Well, it's not great, but it's okay. Security is slightly better than it once was, I think. Reform is still a good 0. Punishment is 2. My word, this is a terrible prison. Absolutely awful. Okay. Oh, apparently we have not connected this up yet. Is it because the water does miss it ever so slightly? That's fine. That's a-okay. What about over here? Seems like this area is not even connected. Great.